Halo Infinite's winter update launched merely a few weeks ago and well, it's actually pretty damn good. So good, in fact, it's pretty easy to get addicted to Halo Infinite again. I know, I am just as shocked as all of you guys considering my disapproval of not only Season 2 but also the launch of the game. But the winter update truly does feel as if Halo Infinite is at the very least where it should have been if Microsoft allowed 343 that extra year of development they desperately needed. And with Season 3 set to mark the beginning of 3-month-long seasons, I am frankly incredibly excited for the future of the franchise. Halo Hopium is truly at an all-time high for me right now, which is why I'm going to start running custom games on my Discord server weekly. Link in the description for that. But overall, I think the winter update genuinely does mark a turning point for Halo Infinite, because I cannot emphasize enough just how incredible all the new content added thanks to Forge and 343's dev-made content is. I mean, just look at Forge.
I'll be honest, you look very beautiful right now, and I want to fuck the shit out of you. No!
There have already been so many beautiful as well as fantastic creations shown off by every corner of the community, and even though it is in a beta right now, this is probably the best version of Forge seen in a Halo game. Honestly, the only thing I really want to see moving forward is the ability to publish maps tied to game modes in order to make it just that extra tiny bit more simple for when the custom games browser arrives and the most casual segment of the player base starts to take notice, as well as appreciate the incredible work of artists like Paimon and Infinite Forges. I truly cannot express enough how goddamn impressive Forge is. JB Clan on Twitter has already figured out a way to create fucking procedural terrain generation in Halo Infinite purely through using Forge. Unsorted Guy on Twitter has almost finished a Fall Guys inspired mode / map. Harrison on YouTube has managed to recreate the Pack-a-Punch machine in Forge, and the creator of the Big Team Battle map, which has blown up in popularity, called Argonaut, has managed to create his own take on Halo 5's Warzone purely through using Forge in barely a week. Plus, if you're into racing type games, Forge has you covered as well, because someone's even been able to recreate Tron in Halo Infinite's Forge mode. And some of the racetracks I've been seeing on Twitter are absolutely fantastic. Dan the Bloke on Twitter has created player tracking spotlights. Mr. Rebs pointed out to me on Twitter that you can actually get bots to drive vehicles, and despite of the fact 343 has not directly given players a way to implement water into their player created maps, players have figured out a way to do exactly that via creating moving rivers as well as mostly static water, along with respective tutorials of which I will link down below so that you can also utilize them. Not to mention the classic Halo map recreations we're seeing are gorgeous to look at. Lockout's 1-to-1 remake weirdly plays perfectly despite Infinite's drastically more complicated sandbox. The same goes for Foundation. Valhalla has been recreated in both its classic look plus a desert look. Damnation has finally returned to Halo, and oh boy is Infinite Forges making it better than ever. I mean truly better than ever before. Hell, even if you don't like Halo styled maps, Forge has you covered, thanks to the numerous recreations of maps from non-Halo titles being made all the time. Shipment being my personal favorite, although Rust will always be up there along with rip-off Super Smash Bros, Stranger Things and Star Wars. At the end of the day, who doesn't want to experience one of the most famous Team Fortress 2 maps inside Halo Infinite, let alone not experience Dust 2 remade in Halo Infinite? No matter how you personally feel about Forge, it is undeniable that it has given people infinitely more hope towards the franchise than they have had in a long time, and it is absolutely the perfect way to help 343 get back up on their feet after the abysmal management under Bonnie Ross and Chris Lee. Not only is it purely amazing to see the wonderful creations people are making with Forge, but it's also great to see that a massive reason behind the major resurgence in popularity for Infinite is thanks to the unfathomably talented developers who have been tirelessly working on this mode for the community. But it's also great to see YouTube Discord servers like Mint Blizz having an increase base of around 7,000 users, simply because people desperately want to play custom games with each other. And don't think for a second that it's just his server that has seen a massive and impressive rise in users due to Forge. Sean W's has also had similar growth, with around 3,000 to 4,000 more Halo fans joining their Discord servers over not being able to resist playing custom lobbies with other people. I used to be one of those people who claimed Infinite did not need Forge before launch, due to me stupidly expecting 343 to not go through development hell under Bonnie Ross and have to essentially spend an entire year fixing the game from the ground up due to mismanagement. But I think this undoubtedly proves that Halo's biggest and most important feature will always be Forge. Quite frankly, nothing will ever beat the feeling of custom games with your friends in modes that you have built and maps that you have built or your friends have built together. However, that is not to say 343 generated content isn't important. It obviously is, and the new maps built by 343 Industries via utilizing Forge are great to an extent. I adore Detachment because it feels as if they finally quit hyper-focusing on competitive play so damn much and given us a genuinely fantastic map for social play that's been further emphasized by the new mode, which is great by the way. But Argyle on the other hand is just alright, I guess. It kinda just feels like a rip-off of Catalyst without a lot of the detail or soul, but I guess that isn't really a major problem since Catalyst is one of my favorite Halo maps and I'll take Catalyst 2.0 any day of the week. Plus, for once I cannot definitively state I dislike the store prices for all of the Season 1 cosmetics returning that you may have missed, since when they've returned they've come with considerable discount, obviously intended to bring them in line with the more reasonable store prices of Season 2. I'm sure everyone can at least agree on the fact that the discounts being offered here are more than welcome, especially considering how I've been personally waiting for months to get my hands on the Iron Man coating, as well as another bundle at an actually reasonable price. Although unfortunately that does not mean 343 has got it perfect this time around, because some items are just flat out ridiculously expensive, like the pineapple grenade cosmetics you can buy for $10 whole. And from my personal perspective, even the Fiesta Fury Trail cosmetic is ever so slightly pushing the boundaries of how much I'm willing to pay for that specific type of cosmetic. If I were in that position, cosmetics like the pineapple grenades and the Fiesta Trail would absolutely be nothing more than $5. However, that isn't to say that the free Battle Pass isn't good. It is. Would I have preferred to have less emblems and less XP boosts? Yeah, of course I would. But I also don't particularly care. It's a free Battle Pass that they didn't have to do at all, and overall I feel like it's just people complaining for the sake of complaining when they're crying about how this free Battle Pass has quote unquote too many XP boosts and too many emblems. It's just the definition of a non-issue. Although the elite Battle Passes for the 2 events happening this season have me incredibly hyped, and easily the best part of this entire update outside of Forge, the fact we no longer have those cancerous challenges that felt as if you had to climb Mount Everest just to get some stupid coating every week. In fact, I'm being far too generous here, it was usually at most an emblem.
Know your fucking place, trash!
With the combination of the most poorly worded as well as poorly titled overall feature in the history of gaming, aka Match XP Beta, and actually fun as well as achievable challenges, Halo Infinite finally has fun progression. I mean seriously, what the fuck were they thinking when they called the Match XP system a beta? There's nothing about this that is a quote unquote beta. Not that you ever really could have a beta for Match XP. The most hilarious thing about the winter update is the fact that so much backlash would have been avoided if they simply said Match XP was coming, instead of stupidly calling it a Match XP beta when it really isn't. But regardless of 343's poor decisions, it did come out fine, and it works. Not to mention the required amount of challenges completed every week to unlock the weeklies, along with the challenges being actually really good now. Like, they're not cancerous in any way, shape or form, and they're not mode specific. I know, such basic stuff. Well done 343. All jokes aside, everything they've added to the game and everything they've adjusted has been fantastic, including the matchmaking updates that improved skill-based matchmaking so much that I no longer have to sweat every match and I can just play the game casually like everyone wants to play Halo. If there's one way I could describe the winter update, it's that it's truly the perfect step in the right direction for 343, and as soon as the custom games browser comes out for Infinite in Season 3 along with the new content that will obviously be added when that happens, it will finally feel as if Halo Infinite is past that 1 year of pure and utter pain for both developers and players alike. So with all that being said, we have finally come to the end of this video because frankly I can't be asked to stretch it out any further by talking about how awesome the XP progression system is when it's such a basic feature, and one that had no purpose being labeled a beta because 343 implemented it perfectly. And with that being said, please do not forget to do all the things YouTubers love to bait you to do, aka check out my Discord server, my Twitter, as well as like, comment and subscribe. So I will see you all in the next video.